Hi there, and welcome to Clueless Cooking 101. I'm Tammy, and this is Ed. Here at Clueless Cooking 101, recipes are optional, measurements are questionable, and the smoke alarm is basically our sous chef. If you're here for the laughs and to learn a little bit about cooking and to watch me try to not burn down the kitchen, you're in the right place. Okay, Clueless cooks, let's have some laughs and have some fun in the kitchen. Happy Thanksgiving and welcome to Clueless Cooking 101, where you're clueless and a beginner, and so am I, kind of. Last year, we learned to make the best cranberry sauce ever on Clueless Cooking. It was our first episode, I think. And this year, we're going to make mashed sweet potatoes that are savory, not sweet. So the first thing that I'm going to do is show you the ingredients. All of them are from Walmart. Most of them are organic if I can find it. Some of them we've made. And I just want to say something else that's really exciting is that this is the first time that we've filmed Clueless Cooking in the afternoon. So the reason that my cup is out here is I'm going to have a glass of wine while I'm cooking, which is always the funnest part. So here are the ingredients. I'm going to wash them up and then get going. First thing that we have, again from Walmart, is organic sweet potatoes. I haven't rinsed them or chopped the ends off because I want to show you how to do that. The second ingredient is organic chicken bone broth, and you can buy that at Walmart. I happen to make my own on one of our episodes. I think it was the second or fourth or something like that, was making bone broth, and I just make it up when I bake chickens and put it in the freezer. These are 32-ounce containers that I get at the Dollar Tree. I get 2 for $1.25. And so I do 32-ounce containers of organic bone broth that I make up myself because it's practically less expensive to do it yourself. My secret ingredient, of course, is sriracha. Getting low on that. Sriracha is a pepper sauce, and it doesn't really make the food spicy. It just gives it a little bit of brightens it up. Once we cook the potatoes in the bone broth, I use sour cream, which I get Walmart's brand of sour cream. I use that instead of butter or milk. I put a little bit of Parmesan in there, and I got this at Walmart too. They have Kraft and they have their own brand, but I buy this one. It's called 4C grated cheese, and it's 4 different kinds. It says it's natural Parmesan, but I think that there's some Romano and some other stuff in there too. This is Walmart's shredded. I get sharp because I like a lot of flavor. This is their shredded sharp cheese. We'll use that. Oh, I forgot to get the other things out, the green stuff. We're going to use fresh parsley and green onions in there, and I'll get those out in a minute, and we'll chop those and put those in. And then, of course, salt and pepper, and we'll get to that at the end when we're done. Hey, Clueless Cooks, sorry to interrupt this episode. I know you're probably looking at your social media feeds, so since you're already doing that, check us out. Check out Clueless Cooking 101 on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, Substack, and I even have a blog. We have videos and written posts. So check us out on all those social media sites, and we'd love to hear your comments. And I don't peel sweet potatoes because the skins have a lot of nutrients in them. I just try to get dark spots that are kind of scary looking off. Ooh, like that one. It's got like this black thing in it. It's probably some kind of a bug. But if you dig deep enough, it goes away. All right. And then I take these little pieces of hair off too. So you can buy the stuff in the can that's already cooked and do the same thing, but that's not really cooking. All right. This one has like something really creepy and soft on it. I didn't pay that much attention when I was buying this bag of sweet potatoes. And I will tell you, I have to get you the recipe. I think we're gonna do 5 cups of sweet potatoes, but I'm gonna cut them first because it's a little easier to measure them that way. And we cook these sweet potatoes just like we cook regular potatoes. Oh, I missed one. Nope, bad. This a little guy. Okay, what is that? Okay, right, that's potato number 5. And this is our measuring cup from the Dollar Tree. And the first thing that we're going to put in this sauce, I don't know if this is a saucepan, but it's a pan with a lid. And we're going to use 2 cups of broth to cook the potatoes in because they taste much better when they're cooked in broth. And when I make broth, we go for the fat and the whole 9 yards. We go all out. You can skim the fat off if that's the way you want to live your life, but I'm told it's pretty good for you. So I'm going to pour that 2 cups of bone broth in that pan, and then we're going to cut these potatoes into pieces just like you would cut white potatoes and boil them until they're soft, but it normally takes about 20 minutes. And you can see the size of the pieces, about the size of the pieces that you cut up when you're making mashed white potatoes also. I don't know that mashed sweet potatoes, oops, I forgot to measure them. I just threw them right in the bag, or right in the container. But these taste fabulous without gravy. They're very flavorful. And of course, yellow food, this is considered a yellow food. It's full of potassium. I got my knife sharpener out. I might need it. Forgot to use it. Here's a little piece of contraband on that potato. We're going to cut that off. Let's see. Right down the middle. All right. Okay. That is officially 4 cups of potatoes. But we're going to use 5 potatoes, and it's going to make a little bit more than 5 cups. But just use them, because all of the bone broth that we don't use, it's going to kill me, but we're going to drain it off and toss it. Oh man, this potato has like a really deep furrow in it. I wonder what's living in there. I don't know what's trying to live in there. So I certainly hope that you're not going to be saddled with hosting Thanksgiving this year, but if you take a dish, take this, and you will be ahead, because these are very unexpected, a little bit more, let's just call it a little more gourmet than traditional sugar and marshmallows on canned sweet potatoes. Okay, I changed my mind. We're only going to do 4 potatoes instead of 5, because here's 4 potatoes in this container or in this pan, and it's a lot. So this is going to make a lot of potatoes, but remember, we didn't cut the skins off. We're going to go ahead and cook them on high until they come to a boil, and that's rare. And then once they come to a boil, I'm going to turn it down to like medium low and let them simmer for 20 minutes or so, and we'll be back in 20 minutes. Hey, Clueless Cooks, another interruption. If you will check out my website, which is cluelesscooking101.com, I'd really appreciate it. We have a blog with some recipes, and we also are going to have merchandise coming up soon so that you can have a cool apron like mine. But in the meantime, just check out our website, and I'd really appreciate it. We'll see you there.
Perfect.
When you're slicing things, you want to have a really sharp knife. I just got all my stuff out of storage in Florida. I found this one, so I thought I would give it a try, but it's really dull. So I got this sharpener at a local kitchen shop. And this is, I think, rough sharpening, and that's fine-tuning it. I don't really know. I know that there are those long, skinny things that real chefs use. I don't know how to use them. So anyway, when we come back, we'll see how sharp those really are. Actually, let's practice on this potato that we're not going to use. Oh yeah. I highly recommend getting one of these. This was 20 bucks. They probably have them at Walmart, but I got it at a kitchen store, and works really good. Welcome back, Clueless Cooks, and the sweet potatoes are mostly done. We're going to turn it down to medium and let them finish off 20 minutes to a half hour. Poke them with a fork, make sure they're nice and tender, and then just turn them off, and you can steam them or let them sit. They don't really have to cool off, but we're going to pour off the bone broth in a minute. But before we do that, I'm going to show you the ingredients that I forgot to show you that are going to just kick it up a notch. So one of the things, I use parsley, and I haven't rinsed this yet, but we're going to. This is Italian parsley. I get these packages at Walmart, And why do we use parsley? Because it's high in iron, has a really interesting flavor. I broke down and tasted it. It's got just a little bit of a bite to it. And I know a lot of restaurants just use it as a garnish, but I encourage you to eat it. The other thing that we're going to put in our mashed sweet potatoes are green onions, but we're going to just use the tops. And I'm a little OCD, so I trimmed off the tops so that they're even. And here's the bag. They have these at Walmart. And we're just going to use 1/4 cup of green onions and 1/4 cup of chopped parsley, but we're going to really scrunch it in there. And if you have a little bit more than 1/4 cup, it's no big deal. And then the other thing that I actually forgot to tell you about is my other secret ingredient in almost everything is minced garlic. Okay, Clueless cooks, check out this cute little stainless steel bowl that I've got. We're going to put some of the ingredients in there so that after we mash up the sweet potatoes, we can just mix them in and really do it very quickly. So we're going to put our onion tops and our parsley, maybe our cheeses, and mix them all up in this bowl so we can just pour it in once we get the potatoes mashed. Yeah. We're going to do 1/4 cup of green onions. And remember, these are organic green onions from Walmart. They're in the produce section. And we just cut them into little pieces, kind of like they are bigger than chives. And it's kind of what they look like. All right, let's see how much we have here. You know, as you know, I cheat and I write on the bottom of my my measuring cups how much each cup is, because I run them through the dishwasher, which you're not supposed to do. Whoops, bombs away. So we have a heaping 1/4 cup of green onions, and that goes in our cute little stainless steel bowl from the thrift store. And I'm going to rinse this parsley off. So, you know, I have this technique. I use the stems and I use the leaves because the aficionados don't like to use stems, but I do because there's a lot of nutrition in them. And so this is what parsley looks like cut off. But I'm going to, oh, it has a really nice bitter smell. It all smells like geraniums or marigolds. Here's 1/4 cup of parsley. As I mentioned, we sort of really mash it in there because it's great color, great flavor, and of course, iron. All right. The other thing that we're going to put in here, you know, I've got this Walmart's brand of cheddar cheese, and I buy sharp or extra sharp just because I like the flavor. And we're going to put 1 cup of the cheddar in these sweet potatoes. And, you know me, I'm sort of like not OCD about having a real live specific cup, probably because I don't really know what it is. And then we're going to use Parmesan, and I use this Parmesan blend. We're going to put 1/2 cup. Oh, I got it covered up. 1/2 cup of this Parmesan, and you can use whatever you want. And they have shredded Parmesan in the cheese department. That's really going all out, and you can do that. They have like an Italian blend. Get creative. This is what your cooked potatoes look like. There's the chicken bone broth. I'm gonna only have like a mini guilt trip about draining off that bone broth. Oh, it's killing me. All right. So now I'm going to put them, you can probably put them back in the pan that you boiled them in. But I have this thing from the dollar store that's got a handle on it, and I kind of like it. So I'm going to use this potato masher. I just mash the skins in there and all of that stuff. And that's what they look like, mashed. Not very pretty, but it does the trick. And we're going to add all of this cheese and stuff. But first, we're going to add 1 cup. Oh, if I can get this open. Oh, got it. We're going to add 1 cup of whole sour cream. Do not buy low fat. It's not good for you, number 1, and it doesn't make a darn bit of difference. Number 2, we don't use butter because that's too easy. So here's the 1 cup of whole sour cream. Probably comes in an 8-ounce container, but I use so much of it many times instead of mayo or whatever. So I just buy a big one and measure it out. But I think that you can get an 8-ounce sour cream if you want. And here is the cheese and the Parmesan and the onions and the parsley. Bombs away, there we go. Gonna mix that in. And then the last thing that we're gonna put in there before we stir it all together is a tablespoon of garlic and a tablespoon of sriracha. And what you probably want to do is never tell anybody that you put sriracha in it because they'll freak out. They're going to think it's spicy, but it won't be. And there's the tablespoon of garlic. It's the minced garlic from Walmart. Both of them are from Walmart. That's just to kick up the flavor, and then when we have those things, we don't have to use nearly as much salt. But we're going to use 1 teaspoon. I'm going to take this thing off. This is organic ground pepper from Walmart. It's their brand. And, you know, if anybody from Walmart is watching right now, I challenge you to open a completely organic, whole foods, free-range, grass-fed store to take on Whole Foods. I would love that. And we're going to do also a teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt. Should probably start with a 1/2 teaspoon, but then I always add another 1/2 teaspoon, so I'm just going to go for it. This time we're going to mix it all together. I guess this is what I have to mix it together. And this should be, once it's all stirred together, should be it. All right. These are really good. Okay. So that's what they look like made up. Kind of ugly, a little bit of color, a lot of flavor. So I would say to you, Clueless cooks, take these on Thanksgiving or the cranberry sauce or both of them. You will be a hit. These are spectacular, but I encourage you to both take it as a dish for Thanksgiving, to a potluck, or keep it at home. And this makes a great side dish when you're baking some chicken or having a burger or whatever. Eat as much as you want. These are really, really good for you. And so I'm going to say happy Thanksgiving to you and wishing you the most delicious Thanksgiving. And later in December, we're going to teach you how to bake an organic turkey, which will be the best that you've ever had. But in the meantime, have a fabulous holiday and enjoy your relatives and friends on this Thanksgiving. Thanks for watching Clueless Cooking 101. We'll see you again. Okay, Clueless Cook, something that you didn't expect. It's contest time, and I bought this really neat set of kitchen knives, and it has a peeler, 4 knives, and a set of kitchen scissors in there, and they're really high-end, very nice. I've already tried them out. They work great. So anyway, you know, we're growing Clueless Cooking 101 organically, and we're up to 100 subscribers. And so the contest that we're having is to double our subscribers to 200. So if you will share this video with your friends and ask them to subscribe, it'll help me out a whole lot. If you want to leave a comment in our YouTube section about sharing this, liking it, and encouraging people to subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. And it'll probably be a couple of weeks, and somebody's going to get this wonderful set of knives. So help us get to 200, please. Thanks for watching and for supporting this Clueless adventure. Looks like we all survived another round of Clueless Cooking 101. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell because it only gets messier from here.